UFC 319 just wrapped up, and boy, do I have some shit to say. Starting first, Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev. What the fuck are we doing? Khamzat Chimaev, 12 for 17 on takedowns. Du Plessis looked like he was in elementary school trying to learn takedown defense. Khamzat Chimaev couldn't do any more or any less bullshit to save his life. Yeah, 510 strikes. Half these strikes, though, are this right here. Fucking baby punches to the head. Dude, this might be one of the most boring fucking fights I've seen in a minute. Dricus du Plessis doesn't know how to wrestle. Low-key, I thought Khamzat Chimaev was going to gas. Du Plessis was going to come back, catch him in a ghillie or something along those lines in the 4th or 5th. However, Dricus du Plessis just couldn't do anything. It was simple things. Like he could not fight hands. He'd be on the ground, referee's position, on all fours, and would just try to stand up and would get shucked forward over and over. There was never fighting hands, or when he'd fight hands, he'd let him go. Khamzat would then just push him down. That was literally it. It was complete domination. The only time Khamzat Chimaev maybe lost the last round, I didn't even watch to the scorecards because I knew Khamzat was winning. The first 4 rounds, Khamzat shoots in the first 30 seconds. Dricus du Plessis doesn't know how to get his hips back whatsoever. Gives up the takedown. Literally effortlessly. Like, there was hardly no defense at all. 5th round, Khamzat gets reversed, gets him down, but gets reversed. Du Plessis lands some big shots, jumps for a guillotine in the 4th round after he scrambles, but it's like a super fast guillotine. He doesn't get it. Like, it was just, whole fight was some bullshit. The card itself was actually really good. This one ruined it, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the only excitement I had of this fight was the last 30 seconds when Dricus got on top and almost won. Khamzat Chimaev usually goes out there and ragdolls everybody when he gets him down. Didn't do dog shit. Nothing in this fight. Pitter-pattered. Had crucifix position in each round for probably like 2 or 3 minutes. Doesn't do anything with it. Doesn't throw any big elbows. He throws a few. Throws a few in the 4th round. 1st through the 3rd, he's not throwing shit. He's just holding position, barely hitting him, pitter-patter shots, not doing anything. Dricus du Plessis, though, couldn't defend the shit to save his fucking life. That was the story. Khamzat, he won. That's that. Am I salty? Hell yes. But that was pretty much it. 50-45, I'd assume, or 50-46, or honestly, it was 4 rounds to 1. I didn't even stay for the scorecards. It wasn't even 4 rounds to 1. It was probably 5 rounds to nothing. Dricus might have won the 5th. Maybe. That was pretty much it. Disappointing. Super disappointing. Honestly thought Dricus du Plessis was a lot better than that in the grappling department. Khamzat Chimaev, levels above, though, I will say. Way, way above. Landed 93% of his strikes. Crazy. 12 takedowns. Crazy. Khamzat Chimaev made it look easy. I will say that. Dricus du Plessis, I'm coping, but he looked like horse shit. I'm not gonna lie. Absolute shit. Kyle Barajo. Dude, if I'm any other middleweight, I'm looking at this shit and smiling after I see that 5th round and all the other bullshit in this fight. We'll go to the next one because I quit complaining. Aaron Pico, that's what you get. That's literally what you get, you dickhead. Talking all that shit you've never fought in the UFC before. Not once. You're talking all the shit about Volk, all this. Oh, dude, Volk just wait after this fight. You got sent to the fucking shadow realm by Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy's knocked out one person, and it was Makwan Murakami, and he threw a knee that landed perfect timing. You got hit with the dirtiest spinning elbow in your life. So start of the fight was the first round finish. Aaron Pico was holding him up against the fence, landed a few good shots. Lerone Murphy, like, for the first good bit, had good takedown defense. That was the main thing. Aaron Pico kept pushing him up against the fence, landed a few good shots against the cage. And then right before the KO, Aaron was rushing into the cage, and Lerone landed a big knee. I think it landed in his chest or right on his chin area. It didn't rock him or anything, but you could kind of tell he was getting the timing. Dude, a minute later, hits him with the dirtiest spinning elbow I've ever seen. Well, actually, probably not. We'll talk about Carlos Prates in a second. Lerone Murphy, oh my god, dude. Hits him with it. He's out cold. As soon as it lands, he's out cold standing up. Lerone Murphy hits him just, dude, he unconscious. Lerone Murphy, boom, right on the chin, dude. He's unconscious. Hit him up with a little follow-up shot. Low-key what he gets, dude. Aaron Pico's been talking so much shit about all these fighters, and all these Bellator fighters do this. Oh, dude, I'm the best. I held this belt. What belt? You held some B-tier league belt, and you're talking all this shit about the A game. And you got what was coming to you. I like Aaron Pico. I used to watch Aaron Pico, used to watch his wrestling videos to learn how to wrestle in high school, if that says anything. But, dude, they all come over here, all these B-league fighters, and they talk so much shit for all of them to lose. There hasn't been one. RDR is the only good one that's done anything. But then RDR hasn't talked shit to anybody. He's like the only humble one. All the ones that talk shit have got slept, got whooped, things along those lines. Lerone Murphy, dominant, beautiful ass finish in the first round, spinning back elbow. It was insane. I did not expect that. It's exactly what Lerone Murphy needed in his career. Everybody's been calling him a decision merchant because he has. His fights haven't been that exciting. Dude, that's what he needed in the co-main. Co-main saved this card for sure. Main event, dude, Jesus. It could have used some help. And obviously you're going to have this Dricus du Plessis fans that are like, oh, Khamzat didn't do anything. Khamzat whooped his ass, I'm not going to lie. Like, Dricus had nothing. Like, Dricus looked like a fish out of water. Then again, Khamzat didn't go out there and dominate like he normally does. But, hey, that's it. Lerone Murphy, solid win. Aaron Pico, dude, that's what it is. It's like his 5th time getting flatline knocked out. But, yeah, Lerone Murphy, dude, claimed his shot. He'll be... honestly don't know if they'll do him versus Movsar, or they'll give Movsar the title shot, but that definitely put Lerone up there for sure. But yeah, moving on to the next. Oh my god. Carlos Prates versus Jeff Neal. Before the finish, he hits him at the last second. It's literally the last second of the first round. He hits him not even with a spinning elbow necessarily. It's like he just spins. He spun like 4 times before. It kind of like, it barely landed on the tip of the elbow. It was obviously a spinning elbow. But he was throwing it a lot as a spinning back fist, kind of just spinning backwards. Dude, it just hit him right on the temple. Shut Jeff Neal down. But before that, it was pretty close. Jeff Neal didn't really land anything. He was trying to, obviously, like I said in my prediction video, he's going to hit his bob and weave and try to get in there. Carlos Prates just kept him at range. Like I said, he would throw those knees up and throw his 1-2s, and he was just out of the way of every single shot he threw. Then, Jeff Neal, 10 clapper hits. Jeff Neal, kind of putting his hands down like, all right, and then Carlos Prates comes in, hits him with a spinning elbow. Dude, flatlines him. It's the same with Lerone Murphy and Aaron Pico. Before they even hit the ground, dude, unconscious. Doesn't even need a follow-up shot. Unconscious. Back-to-back spinning elbow knockouts. That's the first time that's ever happened. That's the first time there's ever been 2 on the card, let alone them happening back-to-back in a feature fight in the co-main. Absolutely insane. If only the momentum would have rode. Kept riding up until this main event. I honestly wish Khamzat would have just submitted him in the first round. That would have been so much better. But no. We had to watch that bullshit for 5 rounds. Yeah, Carlos Prates, though, thank you. Keep smoking your cigarettes, dude. Fucking on to the next. Jared Cannonier, Michael Page. This one was low-key so dull. This one was actually really bad. Jared Cannonier, this is what I was worried about. There was literally is either Michael Page keeps him at distance, hits him with good low kicks, hits him with good jabs, just fakes him out the whole time, and Jared Cannonier doesn't bite. Almost like the Israel Adesanya fight with Jared Cannonier. Just doesn't go for anything. Like, he just too timid to do anything. But I thought, Jared Cannonier's 40. It's one of his last fights. I'm sure he'll go for it. Maybe even try to get the takedown. He got the takedown. He didn't do shit with him. I thought if he got the takedown, MVP wouldn't be able to get up. MVP at middleweight looks a whole lot better on the ground than MVP at welterweight for sure. I'll say that. Pretty clear win for MVP though. He just outstruck him the whole time. He rocked Cannonier in the first 2 rounds. It was big shots, but it was kind of like the MVP thing where he catches people off balance. Doesn't fully concuss them because he never follows up. But he never follows up in his career. He kind of just knocks him off balance. Knocked Jared Cannonier off balance twice. Wasn't really a big knockdown. I don't even know if they knocked him. Yeah, they didn't classify him as knockdowns. It was just more off balance, but it was really good in the eyes of the judges. Jared Cannonier didn't do anything. Did not do enough whatsoever. Michael Venom Page just stayed ahead of the entire fight. And that was pretty much it there. On to the next, Tim Elliott, Kai Asakura. Dude, Kai Asakura sold. He low-key sold, dude. That Pantoja performance, he didn't even look good in that Pantoja fight. He just had one good moment of he almost landing the knee. Dude, he got clapped. I'm not gonna lie. He didn't really have a moment of this fight that I was like, oh, dude, he looks good. Tim Elliott took him down. Low-key, Tim Elliott looked better on the feet. Tim Elliott's got that, like, drunken barman fight, dude. He's, like this, just throwing random kicks, throwing random punches. Gets him to the ground, dude, hits him with a guillotine. That was literally it. Like, Tim Elliott was just ahead of the whole time. I thought Kai Asakura, a little bit more active, a little bit better of a career. But like I said, dude, it's these B-League fighters coming to fight. The best, well, not the best, but one of the better B-League fighters in Kai Asakura goes up against the bottom level of the A tier in Tim Elliott. And, dude, Tim Elliott just made it look easy. There's not much to say. Kai Asakura fraud a little bit. Tim Elliott low-key looked good. I was worried. He's been out for a long time. This is what he needed. And, dude, he got rid of this haircut. The long beard and the long fucking hair, dude. He looked like a middle-aged man out of Kentucky. Some crackhead on the side of the street that's begging you for change. Dude comes out there with a fresh-ass beard trim, fresh-ass haircut, sides trimmed. Looked really good. He got the win. Deserved it. Outworked him. Kai Asakura, dude, just... he looked lost a little bit. Even his stand-up, I wasn't even impressed. So, pretty much it. Guillotine submission for Tim Elliott. And Kai Asakura, that was the biggest thing, too. At the end of it, let me talk about this, because I didn't take too many notes on this. But Kai Asakura, there was no urgency. There was no urgency whatsoever. Instead of getting caught in the guillotine and bucking and trying to get out and fighting the hands, dude, he's just sitting there. He's sitting there, and he's like, oh, dude, shit, this is tight. Let me fight now. Oh, I can't. I'm going to tap. That was it. Tim Elliott got it. Submission, round number 2. On to the next. Oh, Khamzat Chimaev's little buddy, Susurkiev. I don't even remember how to say his name. Susurkiev beat Eric Nolan. However you say his last name. This one, Eric Nolan actually looked a lot better than I thought. I thought it was going to be just a steamroll. First round was pretty close. Eric Nolan kept tagging him up with a few shots, and then he actually rocked him at the end of the first round. Eric Nolan did, and I was like, "Oh, dude, like this is changing momentum. He might get him out of here." Saved by the bell. He's good there. Not much happened. It was pretty close to the first round. Eric Nolan landed a few shots on the guard. We'll call him Sus. Sus landed just some shots. Nothing really landed anything big. Eric Nolan definitely got the first round. Had a big shot at the end, hurt him. And then coming out in the second round, dude, Sus whooped him up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that was it. Like, hit him with a big knee, I want to say. And that was pretty much it. He just hurt him and then stayed on him and then got the... He didn't get the... He got the finish. He got the submission. This one, I was trying to set up the stream and watch it. But yeah, that was pretty much that one. GM3 versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. This one went how I predicted it. I figured Mikhail would win by finish just to the fact of GM3 not being the same anymore. GM3, dude, it's not the GM3 of 3 years ago. This GM3 is slow, can't really do anything. There's just really no drive there. Probably should hang it up, I'm not going to lie. It's low-key a little sad. It's not the GM3 of getting whooped for 2 rounds and coming back and catching a submission. Mikhail looks good with the fight nerds. Dude, it was just, that was it. Mikhail was too fresh. He hit him, rocked him. He rocked him, I want to say, one time before, and he dropped him, and he let him back up. And then the second time, dude, he just goes in on the ground and pound and gets the finish. GM3 just he just wasn't there. That was the issue. There was no conscious fighter there. He was just kind of there taking punishment. Mikhail won, first round finish. I called it. That's what I expected. GM3 is just not the same anymore. And then we got Jessica Andrade, Lupe Godinez. I said Lupe Godinez would win. Kind of how I expected her to win. Jessica Andrade looks like she could win every single fight, but she doesn't do enough, if that makes sense. She's kind of just outside of her punches, if that makes sense. Instead of her stepping in a little bit more and landing, she's throwing big, like, left hooks. Like, she's here, dude. She's... Instead of it just being a little bit tighter, no. She throws it super wide. Luby Godinez is just a little bit sharper. That was the main thing. Jessica Andrade throwing big leaping punches. Luby Godinez got the takedown in the second round, got that. She just stayed ahead. Just stayed ahead the majority of the fight. Yeah, a little bit. Jessica Andrade landed on the guard, more or less. Luby Godinez landed on the guard also. Landed a few good shots, though. But it was just straight shots versus these big looping shots. Luby Godinez would land down the pipe. A little bit cleaner. Jessica Andrade couldn't really... It was more or less when Jessica Andrade would go, she's trying to walk her down, kind of missing a little bit. Luby Godinez was just kind of backing up, and then she'd step in and go. That was it. Luby Godinez just kind of outworked her a little bit better shots, a little bit better technique. Looked like an average Jessica Andrade loss. That was, if I'll say that. Whenever she loses, and it's a decision, she just doesn't do enough. Her punches don't land. It's the Jessica Andrade of old. It's not the Jessica Andrade of a couple of years ago when she was sleeping women. That one's gone. Moving on, this one hurt my soul. Chase Hooper doesn't know how to put his chin down to save his life. Alexander Hernandez. I knew this one was over. I was in the car heading home from work, dude. And I looked down, and Alexander Hernandez hits him with the cleanest 1-2. As Chase Hooper's got his knee up middle of the air. It rocks him. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, this is the Chase Hooper where we see him strike. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Thought you went and worked with Wonder Boy? I guess not. It's just such goofy striking. I thought Chase Hooper could get him down and stay down. Or even just shooting takedowns over and over. He would gas Alexander Hernandez out. Alexander Hernandez didn't even give him the chance, dude. He just stayed at range. Kept popping him with good shots. And eventually at the end of the first round, hits him with a clean 1-2, and then just hits him with follow-up shots, and it gets stopped. Like, it's just Chase Hooper, dude, he's got his chin up in the air. He's like, let me go for a knee up here, and then gets clipped. This one hurt my soul. Predicted it completely wrong. That one hurt. But yeah, Alexander Hernandez, good win. Did what he needed to do. Perfect game plan, because Chase Hooper keeps his chin up in the air. Straight shots. Found the chin twice. First time, didn't rock him. Or I wouldn't say he didn't rock him. But he landed a big shot. Didn't really go too crazy after it. And then the second shot really hurt him with that straight 1-2. But yeah, good win by Alexander Hernandez. Edson Barboza. Drakkar Close. This one, Drakkar Close won. Decision. This one, it was not necessarily boring. It wasn't fun either. Drakkar Close just did a little bit more. Edson Barboza's older in his career. On my notes over here. Tit for tat. Slow fight. Close did a little bit more in the first 2 rounds. Yeah, Edson Barboza held him up in the 3rd round against the cage. Drakkar Close just did a little bit better with his striking in the first 2 rounds there. A little disappointing. This one, absolutely wild. This was a robbery. Dion Barbosa won this fight. Clear as day, I thought. She did better in the grappling. She did better in the striking. She was just ahead of the whole fight. She just landed bigger shots. Even when she got the takedown, she looked better. She just looked better the whole time. But Karine Silva somehow won. It's a women's fight, a low-level women's fight. So you know it is what it is. This one, Alaba Idris versus Joseph Morales. I did not expect this to go how it went. Joseph Morales steamrolled him the whole entire time. Was one step ahead the entire time. Eventually, he just outworks him. Hurts him up against the fence around round 2. Gets the takedown. And then he submits him. Notes on my side. Bro got clapped. Joseph Morales was one step ahead the whole time. Head in the striking, head in the grappling. Was on his back. That's what it was. Yeah, hit him with a triangle. I almost forgot. So, Joseph Morales gets him down. Alaba reverses him. I'm like, oh, dude, maybe momentum change right here. Joseph Morales throws up almost a lazy man triangle. Dude, Alaba doesn't even fight that shit. Alaba just stays in it. Almost like, almost like you, Kai. Almost like you, just not fighting out that shit. Jesus. But yeah, doesn't really fight out of it. Let's see what all the notes. Yeah, gets reversed, automatically throws him in a triangle 15 seconds later, and gets the tap. But yeah, that was the card itself. I would give it. Let me see. Dude, 10 million fight. This was good. The Jeff Neal and Lerone Murphy held the card up. I'd give it. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10. It was an okay card. The main event, dude. If the main event was good, it looked he could have got a 7 or 8. It's just the main event was so dull. At this point, I don't know what they're gonna do with the division. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. I might even make a video about that. I don't know where Duplessis Chimaev, I guess, gets the winner of Imavov and Baraujo, but yeah, because dude, they're not gonna run it back. Duplessis got smoked, couldn't defend the takedown to save his life. It's insane. I don't understand how nobody's tested the grappling to some extent and had more success against Duplessis. It was really basic stuff that he was just failing on. It was fighting the hands. It was pushing back into his opponent. It was not, instead of fighting the top hand, he's fighting the bottom hand as he's trying to get up. He just did everything wrong. Like, Khamzat Chimaev, dude, he was just grappling with some high schooler that's learning how to grapple. Like, it's almost what it felt like. It was just one step behind. Chimaev, dude, it bothers me to look at him a little bit. That's the only issue. But yeah, that's pretty much the card. Give it a good 6 out of 10. Duplessis, maybe rematch him with, dude, I don't even know. That one I'm going to think about. Lerone Murphy, Chef's Kiss, Carlo Prates, Chef's Kiss. Let me tell you what I did on the card, actually. Alibi, I got wrong. 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, 6-4, 7-4, 7-5. Hey, we went positive. I mean, it could have been a lot better. But yeah, that was UFC 319. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about the main event. I would love to know what y'all thought. Maybe I'm coping because it's right after the fights. Maybe it is straight cope. Let me know. I'd love to argue.